Hi guys, it's Finn. I wasn't sure how regular this was going to be, but I actually quite liked the experience of doing my first intro video and putting it out there, and I got a couple of nice comments, so that was good. It was good to know that it wasn't just out there doing nothing. It actually was seen by people and it was useful in some way. So that's good. That's what I was hoping. I think for me this is really good because I do need an outlet as well, somewhere I can just kind of go blah, because I need to do that. I really do. So the purpose of this video is to talk about my coming out, because this is still very new for me. It's very early days. I've only been out really since the new year, properly out. I've been out to my girlfriend late last year and a couple of good friends, but actually out in the open is very new. It did go very well in terms of how it was received. I don't know what I was expecting really, but I don't know. It's the way this is still going on that's I'm finding quite hard, in that you don't just come out and that's it. It's over and done with. For me, it's a constant process of coming out. I know a fair amount of people. That sounds really egotistical, but I do. As I said before, I've had a history of mental health problems, drug and alcohol abuse. So a year and a half ago, I didn't really know anybody at all. There was like a handful of people and that was it. And now, because I'm in recovery and in the 12-step program, I know a lot of people. So there was a lot of people to tell. And I'll talk a little bit about how I went about that process. I wanted to tell everyone individually. I'm such a people pleaser, and I really didn't want people to find out secondhand. And everybody in my life, even if I don't see them all, mean a great deal to me. So I want to tell everyone personally. That's not going to happen. So in the end, what I did was I told my family face to face, and then I did a group email to people, and then met up with people afterwards to go into a bit more detail. And that worked really well, because it's tiring. It's tiring coming out and explaining yourself a lot. And as I say, being in the rooms, I know a lot of people in recovery. I go to a lot of meetings, and so it was a case of something you do in AA is you say, my name is, and I'm an alcoholic. So I couldn't not say it, and it was really difficult to know how to do that. Do I just blurt it out in the room one day? And luckily I've got a few of my AA friends on Facebook, so I again group message them. But then ultimately I did actually say this in a share in AA. I did actually say, look, my name's Finny, I'm an alcoholic, and I'm also transgender, which was interesting, that was. But it went really well. Everyone's been absolutely fantastic. I have to say that my coming out has been so well received. I think the fact that I've always been quite boyish anyway, it wasn't like I went from high heels to this. So it wasn't that much different really. But saying that, of course, like I said, it's not just you do this once and then it's over and everyone knows. Obviously there's people that keep coming in that will call me by my birth name, and I have to go, no, I've changed my name, it's now Finn, and I'll explain again. And I'm finding all of that really quite tiring. It's this constant process, and I know it's going to take some time, but I don't think I'd taken into account how lengthy it was going to be. We're coming into March now, and this has been going on since January. No, it's coming into May, aren't we? No, hang on, March. January, February, March. Finley, what's wrong with your brain? See, I have cheese brain. So yeah, it's been a long time, and I'm just want everyone to know now. But lucky me knowing so many people and having to tell people poor me. But anyway, without moaning too much, I'm so glad it's been well received. I'm so glad I'm out. I wouldn't change it for the world. But yeah, I'm finding that quite hard. The thing that I think I'm struggling with quite a lot is actually getting to know myself again, which sounds crazy because I'm no different. But of course people are relating to me different. I think I said this in my first video about me and my best friend who's male, and it's not the done thing that males go around telling each other they love each other. Well, not all of them anyway. I don't want to generalise here, but it's not like everybody does that. So it's little things like that, adjusting, and also, the paranoia, because I know people who don't want to upset me and they don't want to kind of say the wrong thing, so I can feel some awkwardness with people, and there's just so much adjusting, and I don't know how to put into words actually how I feel at the moment. I just feel so up in the air, and I'm just having to like find my identity again, which is quite scary for me. You know, being somebody that's in recovery anyway, I've had to go through this process over this last year and a half of finding myself again anyway. And I got to a place where I was really comfortable. I say that, more comfortable with myself, but part of me becoming comfortable with myself was also accepting that I was transgender. But then I had to go the stage further and say that out loud, and then start transitioning and living as male. So now I've got to get to know myself all over again. And it's quite weird because I really don't know who I am, which is quite a peculiar feeling. Because, yeah, again, it's this weird dichotomy where, on the one hand, I am exactly the same person, but with a male name and being seen as male, well, referred to as male and not read as male all the time. But at the same time, I just don't know who I am. I felt quite liked and quite loved by people as the person I was before, you know, my birth name person. And of course I still am. But there's this level of fear of me that, you know, people have got to get to know me as Finn, and I've got to get to know me as Finn. So in the meantime, I feel like this kind of non-entity. It's just like, it is like a rebirth, I guess. I'm waffling a lot, and I don't know if I'm making any sense. And if you relate to this, please message me back and help me put this into words a bit more. I don't know. I just feel very up in the air at the moment. But I'm reassured that that's quite common and quite normal, and it will settle. I hope so anyway. I think one of the things as well is I'm often asked how I now define myself in terms of my sexuality. Okay, I've got a girlfriend, so we were a lesbian couple, and now of course I'm a bloke, she's a girl, so we're a straight couple. No. I don't actually think that's the case at all for me. And I have to say here, okay, I'm new at all this stuff, so if I say things wrong or change my mind later, I apologise, I'm learning. But for me, I don't know. You see, I would identify as queer. Me and my girlfriend have talked about this a lot, and I think for me, actually being transgender has let me out of a box, because, you know, I was in this little lesbian box. But that's not the whole case. I've been out with blokes before. So I could quite easily call myself bisexual. But I definitely had a stronger attraction to women than men. And since coming out as a lesbian, I can't think of any men I've actually seriously thought, oh, he's really nice. Not in that way. So yeah, I predominantly would say I fancied women, so that's why I put myself in the lesbian box. If anybody asked, I was a lesbian. So now that I'm male, of course, I still wouldn't call myself bisexual because I don't have the attraction to men. I do have the attraction to women. At the same time, I'm not a lesbian, because a lesbian is a woman that fancies another woman, and I'm not a woman. But at the same time, I'm not straight. Not straight at all, because, well, I'm a man with a vagina for a start. That's queer. You know, I don't think there's anything straight about me. Queer for me means something that's kind of out of the norm. It moves out of the kind of traditional norms that we're fed in society. So in how I feel currently, if anybody asks me how I now identify, I identify as queer. Very, very much so. And I think, to be quite honest, even when it comes to me being on hormones and passing 100% as male all the time, if anybody seriously asked me if I how I identified it, I would actually definitely say queer. I'm not straight. I couldn't call myself straight because I've been out with blokes. At the end of the day, it's up to you, isn't it? It doesn't. God, all these boxes that they want to put us in, I don't really want to be in a box anymore. I'm fed up of being in a box. I'm living in a cardboard box. And I don't like that. So yeah, that's something I'm being asked a lot. And my girlfriend is as well, and I know she finds it really hard. It's all a learning curve, all of this, and it's part of the learning my new identity, I guess. But yeah, I'm not straight, not at all. So I don't know, that's what I really want to say at the moment. I just wanted to make another video, and because this is quite a good outlet. I like this a lot. So yeah, I don't know if that's been useful to anyone, my random ramblings. I think I have to accept that I'm going to ramble. That's what I do. I do it in life as well, so there you go. So yes, my name's Finn. I am a queer, transgendered guy. And you know what? I like it. Anyway, thank you guys. I look forward to catching up with you all soon. Take it easy.